One. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the inaugural episode of the RacPacShow Sports Talk podcast. We'll cover all sports, betting, fantasy sports. And I'm Anthony Gentile, joined by my co-hosts.
Ryan Mangoni.
All right. And
We need last name? Take two.
No, we don't need
Okay, go ahead.
we could just jump right into the matchups for NFL this week. Week 14 already. So fucking almost done. All right. Thursday night game. Now, this might be going up Friday morning, so game probably already happened. So, but we're still going to break it down. So, let's start off Steelers Vikings. Current line Vikings favored by 3. What do we think?
Yeah. I mean, we got two bad teams here. We got
Two bad
the Vikings
teams.
and the Steelers. Now, if the Vikings are home, right? You said.
Vikings are home, yeah.
Okay. Vikings really need a win.
Coming off a loss.
Both teams need a win.
Coming off a loss. Now, I saw an interesting stat. Now, it's different though. It has something to do with betting. But I saw that Kirk Cousins is like 1-9
against the spread.
Isn't he
as a favorite?
As
a favorite.
Yeah.
No, is it Thursdays? No, as a favorite.
No, as a favorite.
Yeah, 1-9.
Now, I don't know. I heard Cook might play tonight. So I saw
he's a game time decision. Yeah, game time decision.
Game line just moved.
I think
it's -3.5.
Oh my god! It literally just moved to 3.5. What the fuck? It literally just moved. Yeah. I mean,
TJ Watt, is he playing?
Yeah,
I think yeah.
Played last
week.
So.
Yeah, the only reason he was gonna maybe miss last week was like COVID protocols, but he's fine.
I'm being honest with you. I think Minnesota wins here. Just because they're a team that's like they're good. They could be good, and then they play. What's the word? Under their what they're
ceiling?
Supposed to be at. So yeah. So I mean, they do have Thielen out. Thielen is out. So that means that Justin Jefferson's probably going to be double teamed.
Stud. He's a stud.
Which is why I like a guy like Tyler Conklin. He's a tight end for Minnesota. I think he's going to get a lot of targets along with if Cook doesn't play, Madison is going to see a lot as well.
Hope so.
But in my opinion, I'm going with the Vikings. In my opinion, I think it's now I would bet the spread 3.5.
You would for the Vikings?
For the Vikings, I'd go 3.5. I have a same game parlay, but I can bring that up later. But I'm going with the Vikings here. They just have I think it's a must-win game, and Steelers, you got Big Ben who can't move around back there. So they do have a good defense. It's gonna be a tough game. It's not gonna be an easy game. It's gonna be a tough game, I think.
My thing is, I just Mike Tomlin as an underdog for whatever reason. I bet him. I bet the Steelers as underdogs a couple times this year. Dude, he's just such a good coach, and he doesn't get enough credit. Everyone for good coaches, we always talk about, like Belichick and Sean Payton, Andy Reid. But dude, this guy,
right?
He's never had a losing season. They're what are they? 6-5. I think they're 6-5-1 now.
They won last week.
They beat the Ravens. Big Ben looked good in the fourth quarter. I'll give him that. I think I like the Steelers, especially with the line moving another half point. I think I like the Steelers plus 3.5. Personally. If Dalvin Cook plays, or is active, how much is he gonna play? Because it's not like Madison's bad. They have another good back. They might split time. But man. And there's always that thing, Kirk Cousins in prime time crumbles. Always crumbles. Always crumbles in prime time. So I think if I had to pick, I think I'd take the Steelers plus 3.5, but that's me.
Now, yeah, I mean, you did have me second thinking there, 1-9. But I'll tell you right now, I think, what's the over-under?
The over-under is at 44.5.
I'm taking the under, in my opinion. I'm taking the over in that opinion. Now, just between us three here, obviously this won't be shown until tomorrow, but my same game parlay was now Minnesota money line. I have them as winning. I have the under. I have Tyler Conklin anytime touchdown score. I have Kirk Cousins over 199 passing yards. Big Ben with at least one touchdown. Cousins with two touchdowns. And Tyler Conklin with over 24.5 receiving yards. Now, you same game parlay that it's comes out to 2,200 odds. Now, could be a little bit different now, but it came out to 2,200. That's not a bad
No, it's not bad.
odd. It's just it's better to bet the money line than I guess the spread. Be safe.
For a favorite, yeah, I mean.
But the number one thing I'm looking at here is the under. I really think it's gonna. I don't think there's gonna be if it's 40. What do you say? 49.5 or 44.5?
44.5.
44.5.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it.
Close to that.
I don't
It's a
see. I don't
toss-up.
see it hitting over. Honestly, I mean, it could be one of those games, but
Yeah, that's the
my
thing is like
opinion,
Steelers got a good defense and their
Kirk
offense
Cousins
is
is terrible on
prime
prime time.
time. Yeah, I mean, and it's not like the Steelers' offense is crazy. I mean, they have good receivers. They have a good running back. Offensive line is young. They're kind of rebuilding. Big Ben's a fossil. So I mean, it's kind of it really is kind of predicated upon like this game is going to be decided by the quarterbacks. Like, is Kirk Cousins going to be awful like he's kind of been the last two games, and how he usually is in prime time, and is Big Ben going to like look his age, or is he going to look like he did in that fourth quarter against Baltimore? But we'll see.
Big Ben is 9-5 on Thursdays, and Kirk Cousins is 2-5 on Thursdays. So there's that. But the Steelers have a 2-3 road record compared to the Vikings' 3-2 home record. So it's that's a toss up. Over under, the Steelers are 7-5. Steelers are 4-8.
It's funny because like the Vikings are so hard to read. They're a team they beat the Packers, right? A lot of people think are the best team in the league, and then they lose to the winless Lions. Like
It's like they might be on a little
funny.
revenge game,
It's weird,
especially being at home. They got the fans backing them.
Where are they at in the standings as far as like wild card? I mean, they're in the hunt. I know.
They're both teams are. I mean, the Steelers division.
There's still a lot of games left. That's why
the AFC North is literally just like I'm pretty sure the last place and first place team are literally decided by like a game and a half or something right now. Like if the season ended right now, Pittsburgh would be the 8th seed, which they're one off the playoffs because 7 teams make it, and then the Vikings are the 9th seed as of now. So I mean, if the Vikings lose this game, it's gonna be tough for them to make the playoffs. But I mean, the Steelers have a winning record. They're 6-5-1, and Mike Tomlin has never had a losing record, never had a losing season in his entire career. So I'm gonna take the Steelers. I think the Steelers plus 3.5. I think I'm gonna take the Steelers plus 3.5. If I bet this, I think I am gonna bet it, but I'm gonna take the Steelers plus 3.5.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough game. It's a tough game, and overall, if you think about it, the more you think about it, but I don't know. I mean, it makes it interesting now that it's 3.5. 3 was interesting. Like it was fine, but 3.5 now.
Toss up.
It's a little bit of a push now because
I wonder if something. I wonder why it moved. Like it just get bet there. Someone out.
They got Thielen out.
Thielen's out.
Thielen's out. Yeah. Want to move on to the next game?
I think it's what Ravens.
This game's
Next game is.
So we got Steelers. Steelers spread.
I'm taking Steelers spread as well. Next game for me shows Cowboys at Washington. Spread is Dallas is favored by 4.5. So this is another hard read. The Cowboys beginning of the year looked, everyone's like, oh my god, the Cowboys are actually good this year, and then they lose to they're either losing or barely beating bad teams. Like I know they beat the Saints or whatever. Like you could say handily, it was 10 points, and the Saints got some BS last minute touchdown. But I don't know, they just don't look good to me. I mean, I know they're finally getting healthy. They haven't had their full arsenal of weapons, but I mean, Washington's won how many in a row now? 4, 5 in a row? I can't remember. I'm gonna check, but Washington's won a bunch of games in a row.
Yeah, I mean
4.
4 games in a row.
Yeah.
What's really making Washington good, in my opinion, is the resurgence of Antonio Gibson. He was terrible
Yeah,
all year.
it was.
I had him in fantasy, so he was dog. Um, and so lately he's put up a couple back-to-back 20-point games, and he's been rushing like crazy.
He's been really good.
And I don't think Dallas is that really good of a defense. And I believe I could be wrong, but is this their first matchup this year between Dallas and Washington?
I want to say yes.
Because if I'm not mistaken, and I can't remember, I could be wrong. Last year, I think the last
This
time
is
they
the
played
first
each other,
matchup they played.
yeah, I think it was last year during Thanksgiving. You know what? Was it last year? I'm thinking 2 years ago. I mean, he ran all over Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Wait, Gibson?
Um,
That was last
yeah,
year.
that's the year.
He was a
Was it last
rookie.
year?
Yeah, he was a rookie last
Okay.
year.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he
last
did
year he
torch
ran
them.
all over. So I think it's going to be. I have, in my opinion, I have the over, and I have Washington plus 4.5.
I also like Washington plus 4.5. I think Dallas has looked like average, to be honest. And I know it's funny. Washington lost Chase Young for the year, and then Montez Sweat is also unhealthy. Yet their defense went from they were horrible. Everyone expected that defense to be good this year, and they were horrible. They were in 30th in defense, I think, and they've been really good lately. Taylor Heineke, I don't hate. I think he's a gamer. He's just a good quarterback. In terms of he doesn't have that much talent, but he plays hard. Gibson's good. The thing is now, with Dallas's defense is they got DeMarcus Lawrence back last week. Micah Parsons is by far the defensive rookie of the year in my opinion. That guy's a stud.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. It's just their pass defense because of their pass rush. I think will be really good. But like you said, I think Gibson could have a field day. I still think I'm going to take Dallas to win this game, but I'm going to say it's off a field goal, and I think Washington covers the 4.5.
I think it's going to be a very important game for Washington's defense more than it will be the offense for Washington. Because Cowboys defense, Trevon Diggs, like you said, Micah Parsons, and with Washington's defense, I felt like when Chase Young went out, I felt like it was like defense was like, okay, now we have our best defensive player out, we need to step up, and it's funny, they're doing better than they were without him. So it is a tough game, but Washington's been playing well, and I think
Keep riding the wave.
Dallas is kind of not you could say an overrated team. So Washington is home too. So yeah, I mean I'm personally gonna go Washington 4.5. I would be ballsy to go Washington money line, but I'm gonna go 4.5. I like the points here. It's 4.5, so good spread.
I agree.
And definitely the over because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of scoring in this game.
What's the over at?
Over is at 48. It's high.
I don't know. I mean, Cowboys have a 9-3 spread record, and Washington's 5-7. So that makes me want to take it's gonna come down to a field goal to win.
I think
it's also tough.
The one thing that I'm a little skeptical of with I think the Cowboys literally started the year it was 6-0 against the spread or something. I want to say 6-0 against the spread. And you said it's what? They're 9-3, right?
3.
Yeah, so it's probably I'm not 100% on that, but I know they started off really hot.
4-2 on the road and at home, so.
And Washington's
3-3.
Washington's also playing for a playoff spot, so this.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, Dallas. Whatever you want to say about that division, how bad the NFC East is, Dallas is only 2 games up, and if the season ended today, Washington's a 6th seed. They're in the playoffs. So, I mean, they would play. Who would they play here? They would play Tampa. They'd play Tampa again, like they did last year. But
they score a lot too. I feel like Dallas. So I mean,
and Washington's been hot.
I think Washington has something to prove. I mean, their game plan has been working for them, and I don't think they really need to change it up at all. I mean,
forgot they did lose Logan Thomas. Tore his ACL.
Yeah, but they didn't have him for most of the year. He just came back it was when they played Seattle. I think that was his first game back. If I'm not, I might be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure he
But
had
like,
his
with
game
how
back.
good the pass rush defense is for Washington, I mean, how's that going to affect? Like, is Elliott going to be, healthy?
Well, I heard
How's his
Pollard is
knee?
a game time decision
Pollard's
as
got a
well.
foot
Pollard.
problem,
Oh, really?
so
Okay.
it's
I think
like,
it was the Bleacher Sports app. Yeah, I
And
got
Kellen Moore, man, he's I think he's a decent coordinator. He is not afraid. He abandons the run game. Like if I swear in like the first 5 runs, if they get nothing, he's like, all right, screw it, we're throwing the ball over the yard. Um, I don't know. I do like I wouldn't be surprised if Washington won, but I would say Dallas wins 27-24. I'd take Washington to cover the spread. The over under with it being 48, I would favor the over as well, but I wouldn't. I'm probably not going to bet it just because I think you go either way.
You could go either way on that. You could say the under because it could be a defensive game, but Dallas I feel like they average a decent amount of points, and Washington's gonna have to keep up with that. So I feel like it'll be over. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next game
here
is Ravens at Cleveland. So it's funny they literally play. So Cleveland played the Ravens. I think it was Monday night or it might have been Sunday night football. The really ugly game. I think it was 16 or 13-10. Lamar threw 4 picks and won. And then the Browns get a bye and they play them again. So literally the last game they played was against the Ravens. Now they're at home. They're favored by 3. Baker's been battling, so many injuries this year. He's got his shoulder, his foot, knee, whatever he's got now. And Lamar hasn't looked good lately for a while, probably like 5 weeks now. I don't know. I still
in the under.
Yeah, I like the under. The over-under's at 43.
That's what I have.
What's
I don't have a winner in this
spread?
game. I didn't take a
Ravens?
winner. I
think Ravens take the spread.
I think the Ravens outright win this game. I think, granted, I know it was in Baltimore.
Oh, they're
Lamar,
not favored.
no, yeah, Ravens are plus 3.
I was looking at -3.
I think they outright win this game because Lamar threw 4 picks and they won. I don't think Lamar throws 4 picks in this game. I don't think he throws. I know he's been struggling, but I just don't think he throws 4
Browns
picks.
Struggling too. They can't score.
Yeah, and Baker, look, I don't understand why they don't. Like, Case Keenum.
The last 3 games, 10, 13, and 7.
Case Keenum is not a bad backup. Like, I bet if you went through the 32 teams and looked at backups, he's probably top 5 out of backup quarterbacks. But, like, that's why I don't understand it. And, like, no offense to Baker. Like, I liked Baker coming out of college. Obviously, he hasn't lived up to his draft pick. But, like, I get his number 1 pick. But, like, at some point, you got to put your foot down. Be like, dude, you look horrible. You are not healthy enough to be out there. Whether he says it or not, whether he's, cleared by doctors, like, there's no way a horribly hobbled Baker is better than Case Keenum right now.
The thing that scares me is that you always have those. He always has these games where you never know what the hell he's gonna do. Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb can have a game where he does absolutely nothing, or Nick Chubb can have a game where he goes off for 3 touchdowns, and then that helps that team win. So, like, I don't know. They have Hunt back, right?
Yeah, Third. I think he's going to be back.
So they're probably going to use them a lot now that because Baker's hurt. So, and they're home. So I don't know. Like, I was afraid to take this game as far as a winner. That's why I strictly took with the under. But if I had to place a bet, it would definitely be on the Ravens spread or money line. You could go money line, but I don't know. I couldn't choose this game and a winner of this game. So I'm probably gonna go with just the under, and because Nick Chubb, I hate to bet against him.
The number 1 rush defense. So
yeah, the one thing too that I forgot about is, well, at the beginning of the year, Ravens lost Marcus Peters. I think he tore his ACL. That was in preseason. He was gone, and they lost Humphries last week. And that Harbaugh said, like, because they asked him, "Oh, why'd you go for 2 or whatever?" And he was like, "We have no corners. Like, they have no one to." And Steelers had good receivers, so I mean, the thing is like I mean, like I said, even though their corners are hurt, I just don't think Baker can take advantage. I think he's too injured. I heard somewhere that, like, even after the spy in the Browns organization, he still doesn't look good. Like, he doesn't look healthy. even with the week off. So I trust John Harbaugh. Seeing this team 2 weeks ago, I like him over Stefanski to put it at their better game plan. So I think the Ravens +3 dogs. I would take them to outright win. I would say probably like 20-17, 17-16, something like that. Close game, low scoring. I think it's going to be mainly Lamar. I think Lamar's going to have to do a lot with his legs in that game as well. Yeah, I'm thinking Ravens +3 to win. All right.
Under.
So next game we have the Las Vegas Raiders at Kansas City, the suddenly defensive dominant team.
Okay.
Weird.
I'm gonna say this right now. I don't know what the line. I don't know if it changed right now, but
9.5.
Well, yeah, for me it was at 9. So I'm taking Raiders +9.5. That's a lot of points, man. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, it's funny is Kansas City's been I think the worst team against the spread in the last 2 years, something like that. They're just Vegas values them really high for whatever reason. They were 9.5. I think it was 9.5 or 10.5. I think it was 9.5 against Denver. They were at home, and to be honest, Denver had a scoop and score call back, and then there was that 20-play drive where they got no points and the pick six, kind of to seal the game. Outside of that, I think Denver easily would have covered 9.5.
Raiders are a better team than Denver, so Raiders are going to put up points as well, which then, I also have the over in this game as well, but I think Raiders are a better team than Denver, obviously. Denver has a better defense, but Kansas City, if you didn't watch the game, you look at the score, it looks like Kansas City just murdered Denver.
Yeah, blew them out.
I was watching the game, and Teddy Bridgewater was terrible. He couldn't do anything. And so, of course, they had some minor, mishaps, but I think, Derek Carr, he knows how to, he's not a terrible quarterback. I think they're going to put up points, and I still think Kansas City wins this game. But I like the points here, +9.5. It's hard to bet against Kansas City and Mahomes, and they've been playing great lately as of late, and they're home too, Kansas City. So but like you said, their spread hasn't been the greatest this year. But 9.5, that's.
Yeah,
I don't see them killing the Raiders, in my opinion. I think they're gonna win. But...
I know they played, and that was that was Mahomes' game where he went crazy on them. I think it was a Monday night game, Sunday night game. I don't remember.
400+ yards.
They stomped him. Yeah, he threw 4.
No picks, no sacks.
41-14 was the score of that game. 5 touchdowns, 400 yards. Looked like Kansas City again, but. It's weird, man. They start off this year, first 4 weeks into the year, Mahomes looked good. I mean, the thing about him is he was turning the ball over. Their defense didn't look great, but they were putting up regardless of all his picks, putting up 30 points every game. Still look good. Defense was terrible. Then they just had a month where they were bad, and now all of a sudden the defense is elite. It's weird. They allowed. I think it was through weeks. I saw it says weeks 1 through 6, they were allowing it was 30 points a game, and since then they've been giving up 16 points a game.
That's not scoring though either.
No, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. Everyone thinks that Kansas City is this high flying offensive team, but really the defense has been the story.
Mahomes' their last 4 games at home, they have won. They're on that 5-game win streak, and with the Raiders included. But at home. For Mahomes, 1 touchdown, no touchdowns, no touchdowns.
Yeah.
That
It was a primetime game, you said, when they killed him?
Yeah, it was Sunday night, I think.
Yeah.
It was Sunday night.
I definitely have a different game plan going into this game, but
I agree with you. I like the Raiders. Spread wise, I still like Kansas City to win the game.
Yeah.
I think
the over hits.
I think the over hits as well. I think Mahomes has another good game. I don't know what it is, but I think the Raiders their defense isn't. I think they're just not built to handle what Kansas City can do. It's funny I say that, and it's oh, this could be another blowout, but I don't know. It is a lot of points. It's a division matchup.
325 game. Or a noon game?
It is a noon game.
Game.
I don't know what
the under here.
Yeah,
Just because Mahomes is struggling, the Chiefs are struggling at home to score, but they're playing good defense. So I just feel like the under might.
And
be
then
a
the Raiders also got they played Washington last week. It was like 17-15. It was a low scoring game. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, there's Chiefs have won 7 of their last 8 games against the Raiders, which I'm not afraid of them losing. I think they're gonna win easily. Here's another thing is that Raiders covered 5 of their last 6 games as road dogs. So, and 6 of the last 7 Chiefs games have gone under as well. However, that one game that didn't was against the Raiders. So it's interesting. I think I'm not going to bet the over under on this game. I'm probably going to bet the Raiders spread. At plus 9.5, it's a lot of points.
Yeah.
I think if I had to go, I'd go with the over. I think it's going to be like a 31-24 game. Chiefs win. So I think the Raiders cover. I think the Chiefs win. But
ignoring our luck,
wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 22-15 game though. Wouldn't be surprised. So see.
All right.
Next game. Real exciting here. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, not a game I'm gonna really have my eyes on. Real boring.
Tennessee's home.
Julio's back for probably 2 drives.
A lot of points. It's a lot of points, but I'm going Titans 8.5. That's what I had. I don't know what it is now.
It is Titans. It's still 8.5. Yeah.
I think they're gonna off a bye. I think they're just gonna murder them.
Yeah.
And I heard news that Henry might be coming back soon.
Sooner.
Not anytime soon.
I saw that.
Sooner.
Yeah.
So, but I think Tennessee kills them this week. Off a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacksonville 0-5 on the road. Their spread sucks. Their
terrible.
Sucks.
They look horrible.
Titans all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next game.
Yeah, right. If I had to bet this game, Titans and the under probably. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a 28-3 Titans win.
Hopefully, a couple touchdowns by James Robinson. That's all I care about.
Wouldn't mind it.
8.5.
Okay.
Tennessee.
Yeah. Don't need to spend more time on that game than we have to. Next. A lot of divisional games this week. We have Atlanta Falcons at Carolina Panthers. 2 really not good teams again. Beginning of the year, Panthers looked fucking great, 3-0. Now they suck. Cam looked awful against Miami. Yeah. Carolina's favored by 2.5. They're off a bye. Atlanta just lost to Tampa. Close game. I mean, kind of. I mean, it's funny. You had New England last week. Only ran the ball. Meanwhile, Tampa felt like they only threw the ball. I think there was a stat like on the very first drive of the game, Brady was 11-13. Like all they did was throw the entire drive. But Carolina and no CMC, big surprise. He's hurt. It's a hard game to pick. Spread wise, I think I'm taking Atlanta. I mean, I know the Panthers are off a bye, but like, I don't know. Running back's hurt. Cam looked horrible against Miami. Got benched. And
what was the Tampa Atlanta game like score? Remember that? I know Tampa won.
It was a 10.5. I bet the spread too. I bet Atlanta spread, and they were gonna cover, and there was a last-second touchdown.
So you're saying that Matt Ryan kept up with?
It was a 30-17 game.
30-17.
I wouldn't say kept up. I mean, Matt Ryan didn't throw a touchdown, but
against that defense, he put up 17 points.
It was close. It was 30-17.
Yeah, I'm going with Anthony here. Atlanta 2.5, but I'm also going the under.
Oh yeah, the over/under is at 42, and I would take the under as well. Atlanta's defense has been bad. Their rush defense has been bad. But like who's running the football? Chuba Hubbard? Like, even in the time where McCaffrey was out, he didn't look like anything special.
Baby.
Cordell Patterson is been weirdly amazing for Atlanta as well.
I don't know where they're gonna have him at. I know he's a mix.
Oh,
of
play everywhere. He had like 17 carries against Tampa, I think. 13 carries.
They're gonna run the ball up.
13. Everyone thinks that Tampa is the best rush defense for probably the past 3 years, and Cordell Patterson, who was a receiver kick returner coming into this year, 13 carries for 78 yards, averaging 6 yards a carry. He had a 39-yard run. So, Carolina's got a decent pass defense. Yeah, I know they traded for Stephon Gilmore early in the year when they looked like they might be able to make playoffs, but I like Atlanta in this matchup. I think Atlanta wins the game. I'd probably take them somewhere around 23-20, maybe 20-17. Atlanta.
Interesting. You say that stat with what's his name, Patterson, because I was looking at the Bears when the Bears played Tampa Bay, they got murdered. That's when Montgomery was out. Khalil Herbert he had 18 carries for 100 yards, a rookie.
Yeah.
Against Tampa Bay's defense.
Thing is, I feel like teams are afraid to run against Tampa rather than just getting shut down.
I'm about the Falcons, Panthers here, not the Buccaneers.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you guys keep referencing the fucking. I know Patterson and stuff. I'm just saying that.
But yeah, I think.
I mean, the Falcons they're good on the road, but then the Panthers, are trying to keep that 2 seed, and they're on a 2-game losing streak. At home. Cam Newton's gonna want to have a big game now that McCaffrey's out, so that one's like a toss up to me. I would take Falcons, but I just have like a feeling that the Panthers might just have like a blowout game for some reason.
Are you taking the money line or the spread?
What's their spread? 2? 2.5?
2.5.
Yeah.
Carolina's favored, and usually
I think I would take them to win.
Usually betting spreads, like home field advantage is usually like worth 3 points. So really they're still kind of saying Atlanta's the better team, but Carolina's home. I think Atlanta wins the game.
I think Atlanta wins and takes that 2 seed over. In
the division?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that division's washed. I don't see Tampa losing that division, but yeah. They're Carolina and Atlanta, both 5-7, 10-11 seeds right now in the NFC. Technically, they're a game out of the playoffs. Washington and San Fran are 6-6. Carolina and Atlanta 5-7. Game out of playoff contention. It's not like they're finished, but if they got in, they're getting stomped. But yeah, I like the over, not the over. Sorry, I like the under. I like Atlanta plus 2.5.
Yep.
Yep. Moving on.
Book it.
Next game, Seattle Seahawks at Houston Texans. Currently, Seattle's favored by 8.5.
Oh wow!
Seems like a lot of points. I think they're basing that literally off Russell Wilson, even though he's looked terrible. Houston's just so bad.
Yeah, they're by far the worst team. Because what's
they're the only team. No, they have Tyrod now, but they're the only team eliminated. They're already eliminated from the playoffs. The only team in the NFL. Technically, even the Lions are still in playoff contention.
Yeah. I'm being a little ballsy here.
With that said,
go ahead.
With that said, I still think the Texans plus 8.5 is the better bet, because Seattle. I know they just beat San Fran, but dude, that division's weird. Like, San Fran always beats up on the Rams. I still think the Rams are a better team. And Seattle seems to always beat San Fran, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. Russell Wilson still doesn't look like he goes from being this super accurate quarterback, never had an injury, hurts his finger, and he's like airmailing passes. I still think Seattle wins, by probably a touchdown, 7 points, but I think Texans will
spread and under.
I'm going the under, and
under's 41. Over-under's at 41. I think I like the under as well. Yeah. Done to move on.
Seattle 8.5 under. Yep. Next.
All right. Next game. My New Orleans Saints. My New Orleans Saints at the New York Football Jets.
I'm gonna take the Jets on this one.
Saints are 5.5. Saints are 5.5-point favorites. Kamara is set to return. Taysom Hill is set to play.
Thank God.
So
does finger still have a problem though?
Oh yeah, they think he tore a ligament, but he's gonna play through it. I mean, Russell Wilson didn't play through it, but hey, Taysom Hill's good enough to play through it, I guess.
Oh,
I'm ready for Ian Book. Bring in the rookie.
Hey, Notre Dame.
I'm ready for Ian Book. Anything else? Also, since we were just talking about Seattle too, I saw that I think it was his agent came out and Russell Wilson put 3 teams out there that he's willing to play for. Giants. I think it was the New York Giants. Cleveland? Was it Cleveland?
No, it was Giants, Broncos, Saints.
Broncos and Saints. Bring them to New Orleans, please.
Go to the Saints. I'm gonna rage. That's excuse my language. Bullshit.
Oh, bring them.
Pardon my French.
Bring them to New Orleans.
Anyway.
So Saints at Jets -5.5. Kamara playing. You could call me biased. I'm gonna take the Saints 5.5.
They're biased.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking the under 5.5.
Unders at 42.5. I think Saints minus. I think the Saints win something like 23-17.
I'm gonna take the over.
Sean Payton. I think this is a coaching matchup. I think Sean Payton outcoaches Robert Saleh. I don't know. I'm taking the Saints -5.5. The under 42.5.
Yep.
All right.
Taking the over.
You're taking the over?
I don't need an explanation. I'm taking the over.
Okay. All right, and that's it for the noon games. So now on to the late afternoon slate. We got the New York Football Giants at the Los Angeles Chargers as 10-point underdogs. The Giants are 10-point underdogs. That's a lot of points to be giving the Chargers, man.
I'm going to take the spread on that.
You like the Giants spread?
No, I like the Chargers.
-10?
Yes, sir.
I like the Giants +10. Dude, I like, and it's funny.
I can't score.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that they can't score, but Giants defense has not been bad. And dude, I don't know what it is about the Chargers, man. I feel like they can't win 2 in a row. I think they win this game. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know. It's just weird. Over-under's at 43.
They've had 27 or more points.
Okay. Give me the over and Chargers money line. Book it.
Money line. Oh, ballsy.
Chargers easy gonna win this game.
Yeah, no, they're easily gonna win. Spread wise, 10 points is just a lot for me.
A lot of points. It is.
Gotta believe in LA, baby.
As a Saquon Barkley owner in all 5 of my fantasy leagues, I would like him to find the end zone finally.
He might find the end zone.
I think the
early touchdown.
I think the Chargers win.
Where is it?
I think the Giants are able to put some offense out there and win and lose, but I think Chargers are gonna win 31-24.
Isn't Glenn the quarterback? Is Daniel Jones still out? Glenn
Glennon's not the quarterback, and neither is Daniel Jones. Jake Fromm, out of Georgia, is going to be set to be the starter.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I'm gonna take
Chargers money line. Oh, I'm sorry. That's 10.5.
I want to double check. I swear they said he was going to be starting. I want to double check Daniel. Granted, Daniel Jones stinks, man.
Didn't he play for Georgia, Jake Fromm?
Yeah, he did. Out of Georgia, Jake Fromm.
Georgia, you're gonna win the title.
I'm sorry to start. That was as
all you listeners out there. Ryan put up binoculars for Barkley to find the end zone.
Mike Glennon, I guess, is in concussion protocol, but he's moving in the right direction. So,
dude, you know what? What is New York is not going.
Glennon might start.
Might as well.
Chargers spread over money line.
See what happens.
All right, I'm taking the Giants.
34 to 10.
Actually, I said 31-24. I think this is going to be a 24-17 Chargers win. I think
4 to 10.
I think the Giants.
Keenan,
I know they like the Chargers. I'm taking the Giants spread plus 10.
Key points here is Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are in COVID protocol. I heard.
Take the under.
Allen is playing though.
Over.
He is playing.
Allen's playing.
They said he's vaccinated. Mike Williams they said that he looks to be playing, but still a game time decision. So, and fantasy owners, if you have Keenan Allen, like I do, if Mike Williams is
Look
out,
out.
get ready.
All
I
right.
do have Mike Williams.
True.
Next game.
Next game, Detroit Lions at the Denver Broncos. Denver is favored by 10.
Give me
Yeah,
the under and Detroit plus 8.
I'm 100% on board, man. Detroit
It's plus
plays
10
everyone
now.
hard.
10?
Detroit
Plus 10.
plus 10.
Give me the plus 10 then.
Detroit
easily.
Plus 10 at
Detroit
minus
plays everyone
110.
hard, coming off a win.
They might win too.
After that
I don't think they
performance that
win.
Denver just put up,
That in
I think
Denver,
they-
Denver's probably the hardest place to play in the NFL. It's the elevation, all that. I think the Lions lose. I think it's like 17 to 10, something like low scoring. But yeah, I'm ready to move on. I'm not gonna watch this game probably.
money line.
This could be arguably game of the week. Buffalo Bills plus 3.5 at Tampa Bay.
Like in Tampa.
I'll let you guys go first. I already know what I'm gonna say.
Hit us.
I like Tampa. I like Tampa minus 3.5. Tom Brady owns the Bills. He owned them for 20 years in New England. The Bills look terrible. Josh Allen regressed. He's inaccurate. He can't hit a receiver. Last week, I'll give him a pass. He made some nice throws. Diggs dropped that one ball. Hit him like in the arms. The win. Yeah, Dawson Knox was out there in pregame, like in a sleeveless shirt, like flexing, roaring, like all that, just to drop everything thrown to him in the actual game. Yeah, I definitely like
mowing
them.
the lawn.
What?
Yeah,
I have a neighbor mowing the lawn.
Oh, I don't hear anything.
What the fuck?
I like Tampa minus 3.5. It's in Tampa.
I think Tampa by touchdown.
And 2 weeks
And the over.
And by a touchdown and the over. I like the over as well. Over's at 53.5, so it's high.
What's their spread? Spread
minus-
at a touchdown is plus 165.
Yeah, the thing
I'll
is
take
too
that.
is 2 weeks ago when they played New Orleans, Buffalo, they lost Tre'Davious White for the year. So now they're down a corner. Tampa Bay's got fucking every weapon in the book. Leonard Fournette has looked good again. I like Tampa. Tampa by a touchdown, I wouldn't be surprised. 38-31. Over by a
Mr.
lot.
Ryan hit us.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I do
He's
like
like-
the over here.
It's
I
like
do.
Bills.
I do like the over. That's it, guys. Okay. Okay.
I do like the
Um,
over.
Bills Mafia, where you at?
Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
3.5. Okay.
Okay, you think they win?
I think they lose by field goal.
Lose by a field goal. Okay,
So
3.
they do
3.5.
cover the
So if it moves to 3 or 2.5, don't take the Bills.
It ain't going to move there, I don't think.
I don't think they'll move it, but I don't know. I
think more people will jump on the Buccaneers because it's
I think
plus
they're
100.
So pissed. They're so pissed of what happened to Patriots. Everyone's praising Patriots and Bill Belichick, and they're saying that Bill Belichick outcoached Sean McDermott, and Sean McDermott was not happy. Not happy.
No, yeah, he was salty after the game.
So I don't know. I just feel and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But
all right. Next game.
Bucks, baby.
San Francisco 49ers at Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are
my fancy quarterback.
49ers are 2-point favorites. I think I want to say I bet the Niners when they were underdogs. I could have sworn they were underdogs. Yeah, Bengals 2-point underdogs at home against the Niners. So it's interesting. Let's see.
It's tough.
Check my slip real quick. I swear.
Over and that's it.
I did. I took the Niners money line because they were underdogs at the time. They were plus 1.5, and I took them to just outright win. Now they're favorites. I got the money line at minus 105, and now it's at minus 125. Over-under's at 49. Oh, well. Over-under's at 49. Seems high to me.
No, they score.
Yep, they do score. Mixon's gonna score 2. Jamar Chase will score 1.
Really? So what is it? So you think the Bengals just pound
I think
them?
it's gonna be a shootout.
It could be. San Fran's corners are not great.
I think the Bengals.
I think Jamar.
Bengals are at home 3 weeks in a row. I don't think they lose 2 out of the 3 weeks.
Nixon is
And they
sick,
just
though.
lost last week, so I don't see them losing.
I think Jamar. I think
over.
Jamar Chase has been kind of average the last couple weeks. I think he blows up in this game, but I still think San Francisco wins. I think it's going to be. I think he's going to go off. I really do. I think he goes off.
I can't choose a game winner here. It's too close for me to tell.
I do have a bet on the Niners money line. I think they do win. I think it's going to be 31-24, or not 24. Sorry, 31-27 Niners. So hammer the over, and I would just take the Niners money line. I don't know about the -2 to be safe.
I don't like the points, yeah.
All right.
Next game. Ryan's Chicago Bears heading up to Lambeau to meet their owner. To meet their owner, Aaron Rodgers.
All right, well, let's see. Aaron Rodgers.
Spread is biggest spread of the weekend. -12.5. The Packers. For the Packers.
12.5. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Taking the
Justin
over.
Fields is starting. Not Andy. Can't throw a ball at Dalton. You say you're taking the over or the under?
Over.
Okay.
Over/under is at. Let me get it for
43.
you. 43.
Aaron Rodgers,
Sunday Night Football.
Most athletic quarterback I've ever seen. I love him. I do. He's He's probably in my top 5, top 3 quarterbacks. Did I like when he said he owns us? Of course not. No.
I loved it.
This is Ryan's time. Stop it.
Ryan's time. That's our podcast episode.
You have to respect it. You have to respect him. He doesn't need to cut his hair. But I am going the over, and I'm going Green Bay money line. I don't know. I'm not taking the spread. I'm going Green Bay money line as much as it kills me.
Money line is at -590. So you might want to parlay that. I think that's more of a parlay piece.
I'll tell you right now, if I have one more bet going on in my parlay, and let's say if it hits, I win $50. But there's also a chance that you're telling me the Bears could win. Screw the money. I want the Bears to win in Lambeau. So Justin Fields' first start in Lambeau.
True.
First start in Lambeau.
First
I
start
want him
in
to get
Lambeau.
the win. Obviously, it's $50. Whatever it is, what it is. It sucks. I've lost countless of bets.
Rodgers is also playing like a broken toe. But
I mean, it's a
he's gonna shove that toe up the Bears' ass once he dominates them.
Oh wow, getting brolic.
All right. Justin Fields.
I like the Packers -12.5. I like the over. I hope it's cold. I think Devontae Adams and Rodgers are gonna have a field day.
Packers by 2 touchdowns.
A Fields day.
Devontae Adams will score 2 touchdowns. Book it.
Okay.
Adams scored 2 touchdowns.
Packers spread and the over. I like it. Okay. And on to the last game. Now, I know I said Tampa Bay Buffalo might be the game of the week. This might be the game of the week, though. Rams at Cardinals. Division matchup. Cardinals stomped them last time they played.
Taking Cardinals again?
Cardinals are -2.
Cardinals who? Rams?
Mm-hmm.
Who's at home?
Cardinals.
Cardinals just had a scrimmage last week, getting their guys back, and they dominated the Bears.
Or
spread is what?
So
-2.
Over/under's
at 51. I like the over. Yeah, I like the over.
Over and the spread.
Over.
I think I'm with you.
As much as I like the Cardinals,
I really do want to bet the Rams. I really do. I'd like to think that,
it's a division game. It's a big game.
It's funny. It's funny too. The Rams, they destroyed Jacksonville, right? But early on, that game was not like. It didn't look like the Rams were pounding them. Like it looked slow. They got off to a slow start, and I think they do that against the Cardinals. They're done for. Then again, Kyler. Granted, they killed the Bears. Kyler only really threw for like 120 yards or something like that.
Game.
I think if the line got to +3, I would take the Rams. To lose by a field goal, something like that. I do too. I'm gonna say Cardinals.
Cardinals are 9-3 against the spread.
I think the Cardinals win this game, 30-27.
I think it wins by a field goal. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So I'd take the Cardinals spread if I had to. Safer with the money line, and the over. The over.
Over and Rams for me.
So that is all of the NFL matchups for this week.
Now, I have a little interesting stat here. Not stat, but like if you're a ballsy like me,
like him.
No,
He's
you
got
put
balls.
$1. You put $1 down. That's it. Just $1.
And vitamins.
On what?
Now, I did. You did a little parlay. It's crazy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's got a 1% chance of hitting, but you did all my bets. All my bets that I hit, that I said. For example, I'll go through really quick. Ravens, Browns under. Seahawks, Texans under. Seattle points. Saints, Jets under. And then the Saints minus 5.5. I'm not gonna go through them all, but you go through all that. It comes out. You put $1 down. You will win $290,000.
Also, I want to put this out there.
Donate to the RacPacShow, please. When you win that.
I told them about this app that I've been using. It's called Action Sports, and I almost see it as kind of like Twitter for betting, for sports betting. So I have a profile on there, and like, for example, if you were to follow me, and if they make accounts and you follow them, we can sync our bets and like track our bets in there, and you can kind of see everything we're betting. Because obviously we're not going to say every single thing we're betting on here, but if you wanted to keep up with that, I definitely do it. If they want to, they can. But
I'd like to move on here to a different sport. If you may. I did some hockey parlays. Now this is obviously for Friday, not Thursday. Friday. I'm gonna go through mine. I'll go through game, and then you guys can give me your opinions and whatever.
Sheesh.
So, first game that I have here is the Rangers versus the Sabres. This is in my opinion, an easy bet right here. I think you're going with the Rangers. Sabres are just garbage. Rangers are a hot team right now. I think they only have like 6 losses. They're healthy. Panarin looks a stud. I miss him. Shout out Stan Bowman. Go fuck yourself. So I'm going Rangers over money line over the Sabres. Next game, Pens Caps. Very interesting game here. Very interesting game. This is always a battle between Ovi and Sydney, and Caps are home. Caps have been playing a lot better. They have a better goaltender, so I'm going with Caps money line here. Now I would take it. I think Tristan Jerry is starting for Pittsburgh. I mean, he's a really good goalie. But
Samsonov's lost 1 game.
With
11 wins.
Washington is very good. I think it'll be. You could also bet if you really wanted to. You could probably bet Pittsburgh's spread 1.5. If you wanted to, I think it's gonna be a 1-goal game. Those games are always tight. It's never a blowout. So I'm gonna go Caps money line here. The next game is you got the Nashville Predators versus the New Jersey Devils. Now, Devils have been playing really good lately. This is a tricky game. I wrote down that I would take the Preds money line, but you can also argue. It's also like I'd say like the Pens and Caps game. You can also bet Preds plus 1.5. I think Soros is playing. He was out for the last couple of days. The goalie, he was sick, so I think he's gonna come in. He's a really good goalie. Devils are a sneaky team, but I think Nashville comes out on the win here. This game is just this next game it's gonna be a massacre. You got the Florida Panthers versus the Coyotes, who can't even play in their own stadium. It sounds like pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So I'm going obviously Panthers money line. You could go the spread too if you're really confident, but I'm gonna go with the money line here. They're gonna obliterate them. You got the Dead Wings versus the Avs. 2 teams I hate very much.
You tell we're Hawks fans.
Yeah.
2 teams I hate very much. Obviously the Red Wings because they're just what a joke. And the Avs. Let me tell you about the Avs right now. The Avs have costed me probably over $1,000 in bets. So I hate them. I absolutely hate them.
That's winnings, not losses. He's only lost a few dollars, by the way.
Yeah, they're just big money parlays were the only leg that lost.
I had 11 leg parlay. All teams hit, but the Avs twice.
And now the Avs are on fire.
Avs, I hate them. I will never bet on them. Love you, McKinnon. Everything else, whatever. So yeah, I'm going with the I went with the Avs money line here. Next game is you got the Jets versus Vancouver. interesting game. I found an interesting stat here. I'm taking the under in the Jets Vancouver game because the teams are 1-11-1 playing in the Rogers Arena on the spread. I mean the over under. So and the last time they played, which was like I think a couple weeks ago, Vancouver won just the matchup 3-2. So I'm just taking the over here or the under. If it's 1-11-1 in that arena against this team. So yeah, I'm taking the under there for sure. I think the spread was 5.5. Then the next two more games here. Last game here is Flyers versus Vegas. Vegas has been hot lately. Philly is a really weird team. I think they just got a new coach, if I'm not mistaken, or they fired the coach. I could be wrong. But I'm taking Vegas money line here. That all you parlay that all adds up to plus 2,447. So if you wanted to put $1 on it, you'd come out to $25. However you want to do, but those are not bad odds there. Plus 2,447. So those are for the Friday games. Those are my picks. I have not recorded my stats on hockey, but I'd say that I've been pretty decent when it comes to hockey. I've been always a team or two short. When it comes to bets on hockey. So that is my segment on hockey. Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Thank you for Ryan's time.
Yeah, thank you for Ryan's hockey.
That's our
hockey
little
bet
special
time.
for the NHL.
Okay.
So one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to run through kind of my top 10 NFL teams, what I think right now, and then we can kind of discuss.
I have mine too.
Talk about what changes you might make. These picks are completely unbiased. I have no bias. My team sucks, so they're not in it.
So yeah, Saints are at 1, unbiased.
No, maybe if this was 2009. But all right. So at number 10, I have the 49ers. I think the 49ers have a decent coach. I think they have an identity. They have a good run game. They know how they have to win. But I do think they can lose games if it gets out of hand. If the defense gives up too many points. Number 9, I have the Bills. A lot of people had them, as the best team in the league, probably first couple weeks in. But I've always been kind of a naysayer on Josh Allen. I always think he's kind of overrated. I don't think he's accurate enough consistently. He's got a big arm, but I think he can move. I don't think he's bad by any means, but I don't think he's, top 3, top 5 quarterback. Then I have the Cowboys. Cowboys are kind of like the Bills. Started off really hot, haven't looked good lately. I love Micah Parsons. I don't really like the Cowboys, but I do like Micah Parsons. That guy is a stud, and I think he'll carry that defense. And I think if Dak can just play good enough, he doesn't have to go above and beyond, but if he could just play good enough, I think they can win. They're going to win that division. That division stinks. Then at 7, I have the Chargers, another kind of inconsistent team. Justin Herbert, I think, is a stud. Bold take, I think by the end of Mahomes and Justin Herbert's careers, with how much they protect quarterbacks nowadays, I think you're going to see quarterbacks playing long, like very long careers, kind of like how Brady is. I wouldn't be surprised if Mahomes and Herbert have the most yards and touchdowns passing in the NFL ever by the end of their careers. Herbert's a stud. I like the Chargers a lot. Their defense, they got Bosa. They got pieces. What's their safety's name? I can't think of his name. Derwin James, stud. They got pieces that right tackle or left tackle they drafted. Slater's a stud. Yeah, I like the Chargers at 7. 6, I have the Rams. Really talented, they're the all-in team. They trade all their draft picks. Got Von Miller, got Odell, but they just haven't really performed. But just off of talent alone and what the pieces they have, I'm gonna have them at 6. 5, I have the Bucks. I don't think they have a very good run game, but they got Tom Brady, and sometimes that's all you need on offense. Their secondary's beat up really bad. By playoffs, if they can get healthy, they could probably go on another run. But I'm just kind of basing these top 10s each week, kind of what I think right now, not essentially at healthy, just what they are right now. 4, I have the Patriots. I I think Mac Jones is a game manager at best. I really don't think he's that good of a quarterback. I think he is a Kirk Cousins type of quarterback. He's average. He won't lose you too many games, but he's also not going to pull you out of in many comeback wins either. Um, Bill Belichick is the best coach ever. That defense is great. He knows how to win games. They just won a game passing the ball 3 times. Then I have the Chiefs. Their big problem right now. If you told me, going into Week 14, that the defense of the Chiefs has been locked down 13 points a game since Week 6, I would easily call them the best team in the league. However, Mahomes hasn't looked great, but I think everyone just holds him to such a high standard. I think he's just going through a bit of a slump. I think he'll get right, especially come playoffs. He has experience. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they win it all, but I have them at third right now. Second, I have the Cardinals. Finally getting healthy again. Just beat up on the Bears. Kyler Murray was probably the MVP favorite before going down. But yeah, they don't do that much wrong. They're good defense, good offense. But I'd like to see them consistently play well now that they're healthy as well. Number 1, I have the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, in my opinion. They have 2 really good running backs. They have the best receiver in football. Their offensive line, even with I think they've lost. They're on to like their third string guard or tackle or something. Bakhtiari's out. On their defense, Jair Alexander's been out. Zadarius Smith has been out, and they just continue to beat teams and look incredible, regardless of how healthy they are. So, my current Super Bowl prediction is Chiefs-Packers, but I think the Packers would win that today. But that's my top 10 as it stands right now.
Before we discuss, yours, we're going to mine really quick, and then we can then discuss. I don't know if Chad has one or not, but then we can discuss after that.
Also, I just wanted to give kind of an honorable mention. The Titans, I think when healthy, they would be on that list. I think they would be midway up that list, but I can't put them on there with, no Derrick Henry, no A.J. Brown. So.
True.
The Coyotes did pay their taxes, so they will stay in the arena.
Oh,
look at that. They do need to
For all
relocate.
you Coyote fans out there, might want to pick a different team.
All right. So yeah, going into my top 10, I'll run it through it pretty quickly because Anthony pretty much summarized each team. But I do have a team here was not mentioned in his top 10. Number 10, I have the Colts. I think the Colts are a really good team. I think they're a 500 team right now. But they're a sneaky team. They got a really good defense. Shout out to Hard Knocks. They have a really good Hard Knocks.
Gotta watch that.
Season. It's really good.
I love it.
They got arguably the best running back in the league, Jonathan Taylor.
Oh yeah.
He's amazing. So that's my number 10. Number 9, I have Dallas. I think Dallas is a bit of an overhyped team. They can be good sometimes, but it seems like they're only good when the teams are under 500. It feels like. So going from there. 8, I have Tennessee. I think Tennessee's a sneaky team, especially if they're going to be getting Henry back this year. Don't know how much workload he's going to be getting when he comes back, but it's still a threat to that offense. And hopefully, when AJ Brown comes back, or if he is back, I don't even know. Ryan Tannehill's a question mark, but they were really sneaky in the playoffs last year, so we'll see what happens in that. Number 7, I have Buffalo. Buffalo's a very kind of like Anthony said, just one of those teams that you can't trust, but also they have they got a good offense. The defense is very iffy, but I don't know. It's too early to tell for me with Buffalo right now. But next, number 6, I have the Rams. I got the Rams at 6. In my opinion, I think they're an overrated team. After getting all that defensive players, I think Matt Stafford's showing his true colors. I mean, Matt Stafford's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but I think teams that figure out if you cover Cooper Kupp, and now that Robert Woods is out, they don't really have anybody else on that team offensively. So I think they're going to be a threat to some teams, but I have them at number 6. Number 5, I have Kansas City. Kansas City is Kansas City. I mean, I don't know what to say with Kansas City. That's Kansas City. Number 4, Arizona. Chat. Number 4, I have Arizona. Arizona's a really good team defensively. They got Hopkins back. I think they got Chase Edmonds back, right? I think he came back today.
Yeah,
He was
they
off the IR.
actually just saw that. Scrolling through, Adam Schefter 5 hours ago said Chase Edmonds is set to return from IR.
Yeah, I mean James Conner has been looking like a stud, so it
Wow.
looks like his
Good
Pittsburgh
1-2
days
punch.
again. And then you got Kyler, sneaky. He's like a little munchkin running out there, sneaky. And then you got
Shifty.
arguably one of the best receivers in the league, Hopkins. They needed him back for sure. Cause I'm sorry, but AJ Green is he's done, man. He needs to go. But it is, yeah. So that was number 4. Number 3, I got Tampa Bay. Never count on Tom Brady, but Tampa Bay. Number 2, I have New England. And number 1, I have Green Bay. And my Super Bowl prediction, like I said, Green Bay versus New England, and Green Bay winning it. New England is a very sneaky team. They got a really sharp defense, and Jones is more of a what's the word, game time, or he's not a quarterback. He's like a fantasy quarterback. He's like a
Game manager.
He's a game manager. Yeah, game
Yeah.
manager. And between Damian Harris and that Stevenson guy, they got pretty good running backs as well. Receiving wise, they're terrible. Who's their top receiver?
Either you can go with Kendrick Bourne or you can go with Jacoby Myers. They got some good tight ends though. But
it'll be interesting. But that's my Super Bowl prediction. I think it's Green Bay, Tennessee, Green Bay, New England. I think New England's a sneaky team, going to be in the playoffs. Especially if they keep getting that top seed, everything's got to run through Foxborough. So it'll be interesting. But that's my top 10.
number 1, you had Green Bay, you said?
Number 1, Green Bay. I think you and I had the same as far as the Rams. I think we had them at 6.
Rams and Green Bay. Rams I had at 1. Green Bay Green Bay I had at 1. Rams I had at 6. Yeah.
Quote of the day there for Ryan. Kansas City. What can you say? It's Kansas City.
I'm a big Mahomes fan, so they're always hating on him. But
that's the podcast title.
I do like the Colts as well. I was flip flopping between them and the Niners at 10. I didn't know who to put. I love to be honest, I don't hate that at all. I think they're pretty evenly matched, but Jonathan Taylor's so good. I like the Colts as well. But yeah, I don't really have. I mean, we had a lot of the same teams. They're just some small shifting position, but
yeah, I mean, it'll be an interesting playoff for sure. I think because I can tell you right now, going into this year, there's not one team, in my opinion, that I'm like, okay, they're gonna win the Super Bowl. There's not one lock team where I'm like, okay, I feel confident. It's gonna be a toss up, honestly. I don't have a team where I feel that confident in betting right now to win the Super Bowl. Because there's so many
on the
good
Packers.
teams. I mean, I guess yeah.
Rodgers has something to prove. Adams is gonna do whatever he needs to do to get his maximum contract. I like
that you mentioned that because with Rodgers, everything going on between the whole vaccine, COVID thing, the foot, he had a lot of beef going on this year. And then after the first week when they got slaughtered by the Saints, everyone thought he was done. And I think he's got a lot to prove this year. And this could be, I think they want to go out in a bang. This could be Rodgers and Adams last year on the Packers.
They also put I think it was like in the offseason, preseason, they both posted on Instagram the picture of like Jordan and Pippen, kind of like a last dance thing.
Yeah.
It would be cool. Like I always wondered, like, what if like in free agency, I still think they could end up in Green Bay. I don't know for sure. I think if they have another heartbreaker in the playoffs, I think they're both going to be out of there. I think the only way Adams stays is if Rodgers stays. But I always thought it'd be funny if they went if they like treated themselves as like a package deal. Like they only went where the other one could go. It'd be funny. I love Devontae Adams.
They are 5th in line for Super Bowl winner on DraftKings odds.
They're the 5th.
Bucks are first, Chiefs, Pats, Cardinals, and then Packers.
Adams is gonna get paid, so it's just a matter of what team.
They both get paid.
If they're a pack, yeah, but Adams will get paid more only because of Rodgers' age.
But he'll have a longer deal.
He's not that old.
It depends. I mean, it depends.
I think Rodgers might get paid more, to be honest.
More per year. I mean, he's Aaron Rodgers.
He'll get like a 6th year for like $300 million or something.
If
you were 8 years for fucking 350 or some shit.
Well, and the thing too with Adams is don't get me wrong, I think he's the best receiver in the NFL. I think he could succeed with a lot of quarterbacks. We haven't really we saw him with Jordan Love one game against the Chiefs. Didn't really do much. I think he had like a 6 for 60 yards kind of game, like nothing special. But we haven't really seen him without Rodgers. Obviously having Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, obviously having Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback is going to help your, stat line, your game. But that's not to say I still think Adams is the best receiver in football. Rodgers or not, but that's just saying.
Well, I mean, we did see Adams without Rodgers for 1 week when that great Jordan Love was the quarterback.
That's what I said, yeah. And Adams, I think he had like a 6 catches, 60 yards type game. It was some average.
It'd be interesting to see if they are a package deal, what team is going to be paying them both. Has the amount of money for that.
He had 6 catches for 42 yards on 14 targets. Kansas City with Jordan Love, but yeah, I think they're both good. Did we want to get into some fantasy football? Could do more. Could do hockey as well if we want to. Fantasy sits and starts of the week. I think we could do like
football, but yeah.
3 apiece or something.
I'm out of my playoffs.
Hey, I was 0-11 in one of my leagues. 2-game winning streak. 2-game winning streak. I'm out, but
I'm in like 3 must-win games this week for fantasy to be in the playoffs.
I'm in 2. Yeah, I have 2 your league and the keeper league. I'm a top 2 seed in your league. I'm the 2 seed, and if there's a scenario where I'm the 1 seed after this week, the keeper league I'm first by far, and then Mario's league and Josh's league, I'm teetering right outside, and it's basically playoffs this week because if I lose, I'm out. But yeah, starts and sits. I think my start of the week. What do you want to do?
Quarterback, receiver, running back.
Okay.
One each.
We'll do a start and sit for each. For me, quarterback. I mean, my start of the week, to be honest with you, kind of going off what we said with the betting, I think Josh Allen. I think, even though I think they lose, I think they're going to be throwing so much.
Right.
I think he'll be my start of the week. For receiver, I think Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is going to go off on San Fran. Like I said, I still think Cincy loses. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jamar Chase has like a 7 for 120 and 2 scores type day. And then as far as running back goes, kind of tough. I would love to say, to be honest, I'm going to go with Chuba Hubbard. No CMC. Atlanta's defense is terrible. Like I said, I think it'll be low scoring, but I think Chuba Hubbard will find the end zone at least once. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has a couple catches, gets a decent amount of yards, has like a 15, 20-point week. State of the week, whoever starts for the Rams. I know Darrell Henderson is active last week. He has an emergency. I don't know if he's playing this week, but Cardinals defense is really good. So I'd sit him. Tonight's running back, if it's Dalvin Cook, I sit him. I know that's tough to do in late season. You might be vying for a playoff spot, but their defense is Steelers defense is good, and I don't trust Cook coming off that injury. However, if he did play, then you could go with Madison. If he doesn't play, you can go with Madison. But then a receiver to bench. There's a couple. I think Justin Jefferson, by the way, is going to go off, but I think if Debo plays, you sit him. Coming off groin injuries, they linger. And to be honest, I think Chris Godwin's not going to do. I think it's going to be a big Mike Evans show. I don't think Chris Godwin's going to get much, and Buffalo's defense isn't terrible. They're actually one of the best pass defenses in the league. Granted, they lost Travis White, but that's why I think Mike Evans is going to go off. And then quarterback wise, Taysom Hill if he plays, bench him. Just bench him.
Okay, so my start of the week for quarterback will be Justin Herbert, home against the Giants. I think he's gonna go off. Running back wise, I'm gonna go Antonio Gibson. I think Gibson's gonna have a field day against Dallas. Receiver wise, I have to go. He's gonna have 2, maybe 3 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, and a sneaky wide receiver that you might want to start that I think is gonna go off is DK Metcalf against the Texans. I think he's gonna go off against them. I think it's a sneaky game, sneaky game for him. As far as sits, I mean, like, of course, I think my biggest QB sit would probably be you could go Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan's gonna have not that great of a game. I wouldn't start him. I would start, to be honest with you, I would start Taylor Heineke over Matt Ryan. If I had to go that way, I'd even start maybe even Ryan Tannehill. So, but Matt Ryan's, I mean, he is gonna throw the ball a lot, but definitely, if you're looking for a well, that's Thursday night. I was gonna say Big Ben. Never start Big Ben. But that's quarterback wise. I guess running back. My guess you go if he's playing Ezekiel Elliott. I'd stay away from him. I'd stay away from Pollard and I'd stay away from Ezekiel Elliott. Whoever starts that game, I stay away from them.
Yeah.
And if you want to get into deeper, I'd go maybe James Robinson. Stay away from James Robinson. It hurts me to say that because I have him. Yeah, and then receiver wise, there's a lot of good receivers right now. Having a lot of decent matchups. So I don't know. DJ Moore, maybe. I think DJ Moore you want to stay away from.
Yeah.
Even though he gets targeted a
Falcons
lot.
got AJ Terrell. Good.
And I think I've had him in the last 3 or 4 weeks. I started him a couple times, but I think he's a very under the radar guy. If you're in a deeper league, he's got to be picked up by now. Is Hunter Renfro on the Raiders? He's been like a target machine for Derek Carr lately. That would be a guy that I would start. I would start him, to be honest with you. I'd start him over like a Mike Williams or
with COVID too.
a Terry McLaurin. McLaurin's been garbage. So
I love him.
Yeah,
though.
I know. Those are my starts and sits. But
all right. And then I think we cap it off with some. Each of us give a lock of the week for betting. That could be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be NFL.
I think we might need to do it like a dog.
I think. Well, what we could do, we could each give a lock of the week you think is your best bet, and then you could each give like what an underdog to win. An underdog to win.
I had that in my notes, so yeah, I'm good.
On either sport.
You could do any sport you want. It doesn't have to be NFL. This is a sports talk podcast.
I know, but we strictly did NFL
today. Yeah, it's mostly what's going on.
Just kind of getting our feet under ourselves,
I could start if you want. My lock of the week is Tampa -3.5. Tom Brady just owns Buffalo over the last 20 years. I don't think this is going to be any different. So yeah, Tampa Bay -3.5. My lock of the week.
Chad.
I think my lock of the week is Packers -12.5. He's just going to continue to show the Bears why he's their daddy.
Love it.
Whatever. My lock of the weeks, I actually parlayed them. So I have Saints, Chargers, and Seattle, which for a +19. That's a lock. 119, I should say. Sorry.
The money line, Saints, Chargers, Seattle.
Money line, all money line. Saints, Chargers, Seattle, lock it +119. Small bet, but it's a lock for sure.
All right. So my dog to win would have been San Fran because I got him as a dog to win, but since they are now the favorite, I'm going to be going with Baltimore over Cleveland. +3. I don't understand. To be honest, I don't know how they're not favorites. I'm going to take Baltimore to win this game. +3.
Yeah, boy.
That was mine, but I don't want to take it.
Perks are going first.
Let me look really quick. I don't know if you got one, Ryan.
Yeah. Okay. So same thing. I have a little 3 upset here. I got Washington. Spread on Washington, spread on the Lions, and the Bengals money line adds up to 17.47. Now, if you don't want to do the parlay, you just want one game for an underdog, I'm going the Lions spread. But for
You
Washington's,
got to pick a dog to win the game.
yeah, they're all underdogs.
No, to win the game.
That's spread.
Not the spread, not cover. Win.
Win the game. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then
pick a dog to win.
I'm still going then Washington Lions Bengals. All to win the money line.
All to win.
Lions, yeah, all to win. Lions, and you know what? You want one game? Fine. Lions to win.
Lions are gonna win in Denver. Book it.
Lions are gonna beat Denver.
Says Ryan. Book it.
Because I was gonna pick the Bengals, and you said Bengals, and I say, "Fuck you." Yeah, I would just take the Bengals. I think the Bengals are probably gonna beat the 49ers. I just have a feeling. I don't know. It's gonna be a high-scoring game.
All right, I like it. All right, well, first episode, the RacPacShow, in the books. You can follow us at RacPacShow on all socials. Getting started, but it was a good first episode.
Sports. Yeah, we're just trying to figure things out.
Getting the feel of things. Yep.
Yeah.
But looking
Eventually
forward to
MLB will be coming.
Oh yeah.
Free agency soon. Probably
Who
the
knows
next
if we
episode,
won
in my
any?
opinion.
Yeah.
And right now, we're planning on doing this as a weekly thing, and then you never know, down the line, maybe twice a week. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But all right, appreciate
Good luck with all your bets.
for listening. Yep, good luck. That's fantasy.
I'm back.
And
Richard.
we will see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace out.